The other thing is, once I've sifted some castings in there, I like to have a bit of a look, because as you can see, you will find some worms in it. I don't know if it's possible to ever get all the worms out, but come here, there he is. See, let's put him in there. Yep, there's another one. Escaped through the sieve. Put him in there. Yeah, of course you do this a lot quicker than what I'm doing it for the video. But there's another one, baby. It's not always easy to get all your worms out. But yeah, you just do the best you can. That's another one. I've heard that when you're making, some people use this straight in the garden or to plant. There's another one to plant plants in, which in that case the worms will be okay. But I have heard that even when you make the worm teas, they can cling to air bubbles and they can survive. So there's another one. See, 2 handfuls. I reckon I've already got 100 worms. So there'd be hundreds and hundreds of worms in here. A lot of them not huge because I've been too busy to probably look after them as well as I should, but when they get to their new mummy, oh my goodness, I'm sure they're going to thrive. And also while I'm here, I'll show you how to feed them later, but yeah, you feed them about once a week according to their weight. Well, I don't know, I usually give them a couple of handfuls of food that I've done in the blender. But I'm going to give you a website that you can check out that's really helpful. There's another one. Jeez, I've got a lot of little ones this time. Okay, so I've got to get this done. See, I'm sifting through here, and a lot of the worms have crawled through the bottom onto this thing I have here. I forget what it is, just keeps the moisture in, keeps the worms in. And when I sort through, and there's the worms, there's some of the worms I've picked out, as you'll see. Some of the castings go back in there as well. Doesn't matter. You put a worm in the jar and it's got all casting stuff to it, so you end up with a few castings back in with the worms. Don't worry about these little critters. Those little things there. As long as you're not flooded with them, they're all part of the ecosystem, so I'm told. The other thing you'll get is silage flies come in the top and lay eggs. Let me see if I can find one. They'll look like that. It's a soldier fly larva. They'll fly in and lay some of them, but once again, there's another one. It's an empty one. It's hatched. They don't seem to eat much. These things here, which were nice and pretty, but Jude being outside, look a bit yuck. Anyway, you put the feet in them, fill them full of water, and sit the feet in so the ants won't get in. I haven't had a problem with ants because I always have them on. But yeah, I haven't really had trouble with normal flies and maggots or anything like that. Just, I don't know, sometimes I peel it back, and if I think there's too many of them soldier fly maggots, I just pick them out and feed them to the magpies. Okay, let's show you some eggs. There are a couple of eggs there. I've just washed the mud off them so you can see. So when you rake through the castings, look, I've finished doing the castings, so now I'll put them in with the worms, and I usually just grab this, give it a bit of a rake, and just make sure there's no worms, which would always continue. Depends on how obsessive compulsive you want to be. Continue to find them. There's one there. It's a baby. There's another one. No. There's a little one there. Put him in there. So I can see an egg there, I think. No. Where is it? Nope. I found a couple of red eggs in the middle of them, making sure they are worm eggs. Okay, so that's got quite a lot of castings there. And I'll probably go through that a little bit more, make sure there's no eggs and baby worms in it. And then I'll put it in a container, and then I'll show you how to